Hi, beautiful people. I hope that you're all doing really, really well. Welcome to another Pick a Card reading, and hello and welcome to those of you who maybe this is the first time you have come to my channel and watched one of my videos or found one. I hope that you're doing really well. So this evening or this morning or afternoon, wherever it is that you are in the world, we are doing a reading. We're doing a relationship reading. We are going to be looking at how your current partner or the person that you're dating or have a connection with, what it is that they're thinking about the relationship in the current energy, how they're feeling about it, and what their intentions are. Remembering that time is an illusion and energy is fluid, and that this is also a very general reading, so it may or may not resonate for you, and you'll need to apply the messages to your particular situation because it is a general message, as I said before, and I will be reading it as generally as I can to try and apply it to as many of your situations as possible. Now, before I get into the cards, if you would like to get a personal reading with me, or if you'd like to check out my other website and the other work that I do with my clients, you can find all of the listings below in the description box alongside all my social media platforms. And if you feel like giving me a tip, you can do so below as well. Of course, this is not expected. All right, let's get into it. So I'm going to be showing you 3 different cards, and you are going to choose your reading in accordance with the card that you pick. So it may or may not have any significance to the reading. It generally does, but please don't pick it in accordance to that or in accordance to what you hope the outcome's going to be, or whether you think it's a positive or a negative card. Just go with the gut, or maybe the picture that you're most drawn to. So I'm going to pause the video now, and I'm going to show you the 3 cards that you have to choose from. Let's get into it. Okay, lovely people. So these are the 3 cards, or the 3 piles that you have to choose from. One of them's running away. So we're going to have the 8 of Wands, which is going to be pile 1. Pile 2 is going to be, my apology, we had a bit of a malfunction with the cards. Okay, let's start again, shall we? So 8 of Wands is, of course, going to represent pile 1, as I mentioned before. We have the Knight of Cups, who is going to be pile 2. And the representative for pile 3 is going to be the Chariot. So we have the 8 of Wands, of course, being pile 1, the Knight of Cups being pile 2, and the Chariot being pile 3, who keeps wanting to run away. So there's a lot to say about that running away in a confident way. Okay, so if you need a little bit more time to choose which card you want to pick for your reading, of course, you definitely can do so. I'll just get you to pause the video because I am about to start the reading. Okay, so for those of you who chose the 8 of Wands or pile 1, let's get into this reading. Let's look at the cards, and then I'll see if I'm getting anything with this particular card. This might be a shared energy, to be honest with you. Perhaps some of you are thinking about going on a holiday, or you will be, or there's going to be a trip overseas. There's something about wanting to have fun again and be playful, and there's a sense of like partnership with this, and on, you know, a deep level. I feel like a lot of you are doing a lot of work on a deeper level, as in trying to become more conscious. And I'm really, really being drawn to the evil eye here. So I'm really feeling like that this relationship is very divinely protected, and that there's an energy shared between the two of you that you want it to move into positive waters and have more fun again. And there's nice energy about it. Let's get into it. Let's find out what this person is thinking about the relationship at this point of time in current energy. We have the 8 of Wands. Okay, so they're thinking that there's probably been a little bit of creative conflict as of late. Maybe there's been a few arguments. There's just been some conflict, and I think it's really about wanting to get somewhere, wanting to achieve something. And it's kind of like, because Wands is all about that fire energy, so I don't think it's like malice arguments, but it's arguments that are just getting heated, and it's because you really want to succeed in this relationship, and that's what I think this person is feeling. Of course, it's not always fun to be arguing, but I guess it's just really, the arguments are because there's passion there, and there's passion in what it is that they have to say, what it is that they're sharing with you, and what it is that they value. Clarifying, we have the Tower. So yeah, they're thinking that there's been some arguments, and there's been some arguments which have come to and created Tower moments, where it's kind of like, the Tower is a karmic card because it's a major arcana. So arguments have happened, and they've happened for a reason. And I feel like these arguments have happened because of this need to remember to have fun, and this also this need to know that you're both kind of fighting, battling for the same thing, if that makes sense. So what they're thinking is that there's just been some big battles, arguments, discussions, but more so sort of more fiery arguments about, you know, this relationship, and maybe not so much about where it's heading, maybe about where it's heading, but kind of where it's at. And the Tower always happens, you know, to fall down so that it can be rebuilt again, okay? I don't see this person thinking about splitting up with you or leaving or anything like that. But it's just more about, I feel like this is just more about this person staying true to themselves, is what I'm getting here as well. There's a lot of energy and movement within and without is what I'm getting here. How they're feeling about you and the relationship at the moment. How they're feeling is the Ace of Pentacles. So they're feeling that they really want to have a new start with you, in a new start that's more grounded, a new start where there's a feeling of value being added to the relationship. So Pentacles are always, the earth is earth energy. It's generally monetary, but it's not just about money, because earth energy has the qualities of stability, being humble, being grounded. You know, earth is where we're able to plant seeds to make things grow. And I'm really, really being drawn to the picture here of the roses and the garden growing. So there's this, they're feeling that they want to offer this relationship a new start that's more grounded and that's more valuable, because I feel like this person wants to give you value. They want to get you to see the value in this relationship. And I also am getting here that this relationship is valuable to them. They see value in this. Clarifying the Ace of Pentacles, we have the Page of Swords. So this is telling me that what they're feeling is that they value the communication that they have with you. They value words that are shared and expressed between the two of you. I think they're also feeling that how they communicate to you needs to be a little bit more grounded, but they want to start communicating in a way with you that is more humble, more grounded, less sort of fiery. But this is really, when you're talking about a feeling with this, it's just about feeling like they want to put what's worth in. They want to add to this relationship. They want you to know how much you're worth and how much this relationship is worth, and that there's growth there. There's the ability, they feel like there's the ability for growth, and they're willing to put that energy in to make that happen. They're going to be, I think they feel as well that they probably need to work on their communication a little bit more, but together, I guess, as well. Now, their intentions are Knight of Cups. So, of course, this can be a man or a woman. It's an energy. So, what their intentions are to keep moving forward with this relationship and to really, I think, be a little bit more light-hearted with it, but also they want to be able to come in with this fresh energy of being willing to share their cup with you, being willing to share love with you, being able to share their emotions with you. Even after the arguments you've had and the tower moments you've had, they're still willing to move forward. And it's very sweet. Clarifying the Knight of Cups, we have the Eight of Wands, which of course I always say this is interesting, because it is. The reason why I'm saying it's interesting is because, you know, that was kind of like your significator card. So this is really saying they have full intention of moving forward with what's happening. They have full intention of still being able to express to you and be open to expressing to you their love, how they feel, and more so their true emotions, I think, as well, is what I'm getting here. There's going to be more communication, of course, and I really feel like some of them may even want to take you on a trip or a mini holiday, or be talking about some sort of break together. But yeah, there's lots of words of like love and expressing emotions, and just, I really feel that they want to still feel like they can be vulnerable with you and express their emotions and feelings with you, even though you've had some difficult times. Your word of advice is the World. What a beautiful card to get. Major Arcana. So yeah, lots of lessons learnt in this relationship. And I feel that you're coming to an end of a cycle with this person, but one that's been really, really successful. And I feel like you've both learnt a lot from this. And I feel like this is also telling me to tell you to not be stubborn and set in your ways of thinking and seeing this relationship. Try and be a little bit more flexible where you can. There's a lot of beauty, and there's still a lot to experience in this relationship. Yeah, this is really beautiful. This person, I feel, thinks the world of you as well. And I feel like it's also talking about the bigger scope, but there's so, yeah, I feel like the arguments that you've had have now sort of come into that full cycle, and I feel like you're going to be having less and less tower moments. Of course, if you have more, then, you know, it is what it is. No relationship is perfect, but of course I also say, you know, within reason, right? So yes, pile 1, your oracle card I got for you is Horse, Transcendence. So this is from, if you're interested, from the Witches Familiars Oracle card deck. And I'm going to read the meaning out to you from the book directly, so from the horse's mouth. All right, so it says, make time for friends and family. Up your game. Success and power are yours for the taking. Work with horses. Go riding. Break free from whatever's holding you back. Freedom beckons. You can trust your relationships. You have the upper hand. So pile 1, I really hope you enjoyed your reading. I hope it's been able to give you some clarity and insight. And thank you so much for your support. I'll see you next time. Mwah. Okay, so my beautiful pile 2, or for those of you who chose the card, the Knight of Cups, this is your reading. So we are going to be looking at how the person that you're currently with, what they think of the relationship and you, what they are feeling and what their intentions are. Now, please remember that this is a very general reading, so there could be many interpretations of the cards that I'm about to give you, or interpretations of the messages I'm going to give you, which means that it may or may not apply to you. It generally will apply to you, but it might not apply to you you'll know what I mean if you've watched my readings before and if you've watched other readings before. Trust your intuition with this. What I'm trying to say is I'll read it as generally as possible, and I will try and, where I can, give you 2 case scenarios for what the meanings may be. But I'm going to be very honest with you, of course. So, because I feel like there's going to be a few different interpretations with this particular pile, but we'll find out. So the Knight of Cups is a very interesting significator. This could be the shared energy at the moment, or maybe this is how this person is showing up, or how you want them to show up. The Knight of Cups is, of course, about, you know, this young energy that's full of love and wants to give love. They might not always stick around just because they're at a night. So they're a little bit more, you know, a little bit younger, but, you know, they're not at that king stage. But, you know, everything's relative. But let's get into it. I'm really being drawn to the fish here. So there's a little tiny fish. I'm getting drawn to the fish because I feel like sometimes you feel like you're a fish out of water with this person. Kind of like you think that you know them, but then you don't. And I feel like sometimes you get mixed signals. But let's get into it. Please, of course, feel free to leave feedback and comments below. So your first card is pretty heavy hitting. This is what they think about you and the relationship. So we have the Devil. So there's this feeling of it not being the healthiest relationship, and there being quite a bit of shadow work that needs to be done between yourselves as individuals and then therefore as a couple. So, which of course is what comes up in relationships, and there's always lessons to learn, right? So there's definitely a feeling of it being unhealthy, and them thinking that it's unhealthy. Whether they're aware of this or not is another story. And I think some of them are a little bit too unhealthily attached to you. Maybe some of them are a little bit sort of like addicted to you, or just have this codependency, which isn't great. And this could go, of course, both ways, as I said before, but let's look further. There's a lot of lessons to learn from this, because this is a major arcana, which means it's karmic. We have another pretty intense card clarifying the Emperor. So yes, this person, man or woman, it doesn't matter. I'm going to read it as an energy. This person is, now there's two scenarios here. So this person is either someone that has the mannerisms of being a little bit imbalanced as the Emperor, okay? So when the Emperor is imbalanced, the Emperor can be quite controlling. They can get a little bit aggressive. They can be very stubborn, hot-headed. Yes. When they're balanced, of course, they're very wise, and they can learn from their lessons, and they're very powerful and awesome. You know, it's like any card and any person and anything, there's, you know, good and bad sides that makes everyone and everything. It's just about how you deal with it, right? So I feel like there's the characteristics in this person. Now, this person either reflects this in you, as in they see this in you because it's also what they're like, or this is how they see the relationship. So they either see the relationship as, I'm just going to be repeating myself, but in a different way, because it might help this to click for you. There's a level, they think and believe that there's a level of unhealthiness in this relationship. Now, they think that perhaps you're a little bit controlling, and there's like kind of like a level of codependency here which isn't healthy. So if they see this in you, they might be projecting their own feelings of insecurity and need to control onto you. Only you are going to know how this applies to you and what resonates for you, okay? Let's keep moving. Now, how they're feeling. So this is them. Seven of Pentacles. They're feeling like they're really just reflecting on all the time and energy that has been put into this relationship and into you and their life in general. They're thinking what it's brought up and what it's brought up within themselves, and they're thinking about what they've gotten out of it, basically. What have they gotten out of this? Is there more to come? Do they want to keep working on this? But more so, they're looking at what they've gained from this so far, because there's like, I feel like there's this feeling of it being a little bit transactional. And I think to a degree, a lot of relationships are transactional to a level, and there's nothing wrong with that. But then there's that level of unhealthy transaction, and when it seems more like a business transaction, then I think you know what I'm trying to say. But they're feeling like maybe they're also not feeling like fulfilled in what their expectations are of you. Maybe you're not meeting their expectations, and that doesn't mean that that's your fault. It's just, you know, what they're thinking. They're just thinking the value of this relationship and what they've gotten out of it, and what they might continue to get out of it, or what they do want to get out of it. I'm repeating myself here. We have the Queen of Pentacles clarifying. So I feel like they're thinking that you are someone that is, you're someone of value to them for sure. And I feel like this is something that they feel like they want to keep working on this, because they see, as I just keep getting this message, you are a lot of value to them. You are worth a lot to them. I feel like they also see you as this. So it doesn't matter, this can be man or woman. They see you as someone that's really down to earth, nurturing, someone that would be potentially a good parent, or just like a really nice family member. You know, you're kind of like a pillar of society. I'm just going on here. You're very grounded, you're very lovely. You also, I think some of them also really feel that you're someone that's really quite like independent, and you've really got your stuff together, right? And you know your own worth and your own value. So then they're thinking about their own worth and their own value and what they're getting out of this, okay? So this is where I feel like it's that like sort of controlling way of thinking and being that's being projected into this relationship. Their intentions are the Eight of Wands. So this is really talking about they want to move ahead with something quickly. They want to move this relationship ahead. I feel like some of them are getting a little bit impatient, and that's where that real imbalance of the Emperor steps in. They want things to move and move with speed. They want more progression in the relationship, and they want it quickly, okay? Clarifying, we have the Four of Wands. So yeah, they really want more with you. Maybe they want to get engaged or married or take the relationship to the next level. But they're really wanting more. They want to spend more time with you. I feel like they also have like this idealized image of how they want the relationship to be, how they want it to turn out, kind of like this. And they want this to happen sooner than later, is what I'm picking up here. Your word of advice, pile 2, is the Sun. This is telling me to tell you to really think about, this is a karmic card, it's a major arcana, really think about your own happiness, what makes you happy, and to not fear that you won't ever be happy, if that makes sense. If some of you, and of course I'm not trying to plant any ideas into your heads or anything, you all have free will. If some of you are worried that if you leave this person, you're not going to be happy or find happiness, that's not true, okay? This is really also telling me to highlight to you to try and see this relationship. Be really conscious in this relationship. Be as conscious as you can and as present as you can when you are with this person, so you can see things clearly. Because the sun, when you're in the sun, you can see things clearly because the light is there. This is also telling me to tell you to keep working on your inner child. Keep healing your inner child. Maybe you guys need to spend some more time outside as well. You are worthy of the sun. You are worthy of happiness. Your oracle card I picked out or fell out for you guys is Moth, caution. So I'm going to read the meaning from the actual book itself for you. So this is what we've got. Use discretion as a better part of valor. Don't let anyone into your life before you know who they are. Recognize your own weaknesses and become bold and brave. Don't be blinded by the light. A new chapter of your life has just begun. So pile 2, I hope this reading has been able to give you the insight and the clarity that you need to move forward in whatever direction you're going to go with this person. Hopefully it gives you more of an understanding about them as well, and yourself, of course. Thank you so much for your time and support. I'll see you next time. Okay, my beautiful pile 3, last but very not least. For those of you who chose the Chariot, this is your reading. I do feel that this is a significator for the energy between you two. I feel like your person is a little bit frustrated in knowing which direction to go with this, and what direction to go within themselves as well. I feel like this person is pretty content within the relationship, but it's really about finding a balance. Let's get into it, guys. Please remember that this is a very general reading. Time is an illusion and energy is fluid, so nothing is concrete. And this is a reading that is timeless, but it's a reading for the current energy. Okay, so what are they thinking about you and the relationship? King of Wands. They are thinking that they really want to be able to come into their power. And they feel like you have the ability to help them come into their power and to step into their power. They're not quite there yet. And I feel like this person might spend a lot of time daydreaming about maybe what their lives could have been like before when they were younger, perhaps, or opportunities they've missed. Maybe they're a bit like that. But in the context of how they're thinking about you and the relationship, they are thinking about it and they want to level up, is what I'm getting here. Clarifying, we have the King of Swords. So of course this can be man or woman. Two very different energies. So it just really comes back to this Chariot card where there's the black and the white horse. And I really feel like it's again just signifying to me the need for them to find balance. And in terms of you and the relationship, they're thinking that they need to find balance within themselves, balance within the relationship. It's kind of like they don't want to rush things. They don't want to be caught up in passion, but they also don't want to be too rational, and they don't want to guard themselves too much from enjoying this relationship. And it's just kind of a fusion between these two energies, and I feel like you bring out this duality in them, so it can leave them feeling a little bit confused, but also quite like it can make them feel quite interested, because it's quite refreshing for them as well, because it's making them think about themselves, and it's making them reflect on themselves. And I think they're also thinking a lot about the past. How they feel about you. The Empress. Of course, man or woman, it doesn't matter. They feel like you are this divine emperor or empress. They feel like you are someone that is really nurturing and caring and beautiful and kind. They feel like there's, for some of you, not all of you, they feel like you would make a really good mother figure. Or perhaps they see traits of their own mother in you that not in a weird way, but in a way that they feel comfortable with. They definitely put you on a bit of a pedestal. They see you as well as someone that's quite what's the word I'm looking for? Established. Very beautiful inside and out. I think this stresses them out a bit because it's kind of like when you put someone on this much of a pedestal and you see someone like that, it's kind of like you then feel like you have to kind of live up to that, if that makes sense. And if you have insecurities, it can make it very difficult. We have the Nine of Swords clarifying. So they feel like, this is interesting because I feel like they feel that this can be you sometimes as well. I feel like sometimes they feel like you can get a little bit stressed out. Maybe you're a mother or a father and that you get stressed out a little bit sometimes, and that perhaps you're a little bit overburdened at times, and perhaps they feel like they're unable to help you to the degree they would like to, and or they're just stressed that they cannot, meet you at that level or that perceived level, right? Excuse me for a second. Hey. Sorry. So yeah, their intention, we have the Fool. So their intention is they really want to see this relationship as an opportunity to start something new and fresh, and they just want to feel more carefree. They want to be a little bit more relaxed. They want to feel like they can stress less like you. They want to be more like you. They want to have those really nice, beautiful characteristics that you have that they feel like they're missing within themselves, but they do have there. It's just that they've got other stuff going on. They probably stress out about it too much. I don't feel like they're wanting to start an adventure on their own because of the way that the cards are laid out. So when I lay them out and look at them, this person is facing that person. So I think it's about, excuse me for 1 second, sorry. Apologies, just got cats in the background making a bit of a kerfuffle. So yes, we also had the Knight of Pentacles fall out with that as well. So I feel like this person knows that this is going to take them a bit of time to probably be able to offer you what they really want to, or really bring to the table what they want to bring to the table, because this is the clarifier. So Knight of Pentacles is clarifying. Because they're really trying to think about the future. I think some of them as well are thinking about how they make money, maybe how they can make more money, how they can be of more value to you. I kind of feel like they're in for the long game. Hey. So, yes. Now, your word of advice, pile 3, is the Ace of Swords. What I'm getting here is that I feel like some of you maybe need to offer them some clarity about how you feel about this relationship, or there needs to be some sort of discussion around what it is that you're wanting or hoping for, or expectations, or just how you feel about them. It's really about being able to, what I get here is trust the divine and offer some new energy into the relationship that's more clear, where you can provide them with clarity. Because I feel like they're just sort of like running between those two energies, as I said before, with the King of Swords and the King of Wands. The oracle card I have for you is the snake rebirth. So this is beautiful. Snakes are all about rebirth. So this is the meaning from the book. Expect dramatic changes in your life. Your primal life force energy is awakening. Healing opportunities are being shown to you. Stay grounded and close to the earth. Spiritual guidance draws close to assist you in your transitional period. Nice. I'm wondering what that sign means in the background. I think it's some sort of Celtic sign. Maybe if you feel like it, if you feel drawn to, you could do a Google search for this. I don't know if you want to do a screenshot. That means something. Because there's two snakes in this picture, I really feel like both of you are going through this rebirth. So I guess that's where it's really important to have that clear communication with each other and a clear way of looking at this relationship, a new clear way. Maybe there's a truth you need to share with them about how you feel. Anyway, Pile 3, I really hope you enjoyed your reading. I hope that it resonated, that it's given you some clarity and insight into your relationship and what's going on for you at the moment. If you haven't yet and you feel to, please subscribe, give the videos a thumb up. Of course, please feel free to leave feedback and comments below. If you'd like to get a personal reading with me, you can find all the details below. Until now and the next time I see you, all the best of luck, lots of love and light. Mwah.